Hi, my name is Sebastian Hueber, and I will present user-aware rendering, merging the strengths of device and user perspective rendering in handheld AR. This work is a collaboration together with Johannes Wilhelm, René Schäfer, Voelker, and Jan Borchers. All of us are from RWTH Aachen University. Current AR experiences on handheld devices use device perspective rendering. The back-facing camera captures the surrounding world, and the virtual content is rendered inside the camera feed. As typical wide-angle cameras provide around 70 degrees of field of view, this is great to fit much content on screen. However, from the perspective of the observer, the screen content has a different size than in the real world, and is shifted sideways. For instance, in this image, the cupboard is rendered right of its real-world location, and inconsistencies like these harden size and scene depth estimations of virtual content. Researchers try to mitigate this issue with user perspective rendering. This aims for virtual device transparency. Notice how on the right, the cupboard on screen is now correctly aligned with the real world. This is achieved by calculating a dynamic camera frustum based on head tracking. The correct placement of virtual content makes it clear where a virtual object is and how large it is. While this is great in terms of realism, with about 23 degrees of field of view when holding iPad mini at arm's length, not even the complete sheep fits on the screen. As device and user perspective rendering offer distinct AR experiences, we wondered whether we can combine the strengths of both with a new rendering technique, which we call user-aware rendering. As you might know, the frustum, which defines what we see on screen, has the shape of a cutoff pyramid. User perspective rendering calculates an asymmetric frustum that originates in the user's head and intersects all four screen edges. For our user-aware rendering, we wanted to combine this adaptiveness with a larger field of view, so we virtually extend the device size for this calculation, and thus also the frustum extends. We tested two possible scaling factors. With 1.5 times magnification, we obtained a field of view somewhere in the middle between user and device perspective rendering. And with 3 times device magnification, a field of view similar to device perspective rendering. Overall, our implementation, depicted here in the middle, results in screen content that is aligned with what the user sees from the real world. And unlike with device perspective rendering, the visible part of the scene remains stable, independent of the device being tilted or rotated in front of the user. To evaluate if human perception of AR is enhanced with our technique, we conducted a user study. Therefore, we selected two tasks that benefit from different rendering techniques. Study 1 analyzed depth perception, a task that benefits from the correct content size and motion parallax user perspective rendering provides. Study 2 analyzed scene exploration with the classic search and selection task that benefits from larger field of views. 12 participants, with 8 of them having occasional previous experiences with mixed reality, participated in the study. The first task was to identify the depth order of constellations consisting out of 3 cubes each while standing in front of them. To increase the difficulty of the task, we removed shadows and reflections. When comparing the average amount of correct responses, we measured 97% accuracy with user perspective rendering and similar 98 and 96% with our user-aware techniques. On the other hand, with device perspective rendering, our participants were only correct 90% of the time. That is significantly worse than the other 3 conditions. In our search and selection task, the targets appeared in mid-air above a table. To prevent targets from appearing directly in the vicinity of the user, they had to tap on a red ball next to the table to make them appear. As expected, user perspective rendering was significantly slower than any other condition, as the small field of view makes searching objects harder. User-aware with 1.5 times magnification and device perspective rendering were similarly fast. And we left out user-aware with 3 times magnification for this comparison, as all participants found a way during their short trial session that they could move the tablet very close to the face to see the whole scene at once. Overall, user-aware rendering with 1.5 times device magnification combined great depth perception with speed in scene exploration. It does this by providing a usable field of view of around 35 degrees, aligning the center of the screen to the real world and providing motion parallax from head input.